Today's in-depth review is of the Jango Fett Kamino Confrontation set from Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Let's do this. I want to start off with the packaging. It's very retro. On the side here you have your Attack of the Clones text. Top your good old Star Wars and lightsaber. Very 90s like, even though it's from the early 2000s. Background with the blue stars and the shining white light to put a emphasis on the toy. Here we got our Jango with a sticker that says Flying Jetpack Action. You'll see about that. Looks like a Jetpack RPG there. Probably the best still from the movie, or my favorite still from the movie. His name, the playset's name, Kamino Confrontation, and then our Kamino outside pillar. Something I also found very interesting was that it comes with the column-based jetpack blasters, but it's at an angle like that. So I thought mine was kind of weird and warped, because I mean this one is kind of warped. You can see the damage on it, but hey, we're going to open it. Something collectors shouldn't do, but hey, we like to play with stuff around here. Here's the back of the packaging. Jango Fett, while trying to escape to his waiting ship, the Slave One, fights off the persistent Obi-Wan Kenobi on the Kamino landing platform. A tough and resilient bounty hunter uses his jetpack to take flight and attack his enemy from the air, because that's what he does. He's the most badass dude in the whole universe, in my opinion. Boom, flies in the air after you put the little catapult, and I guess he hangs on. We'll have to see about that. Insert missile in a jetpack, push to fire. Used with Obi-Wan, sold separately. That sucks. That would be cool if they sold them together, but of course they make it buy them separately. Good old Ewan McGregor and his little pillar, which is far smaller than Jango's. Interesting. You got your C-3PO, a Jabba, hilarious, the Wampa, and then there's the other Obi-Wan. Pretty cool. It includes the same exact still from the front of the box. So I'm going to try to open this up like the good old collector that I am, and I'm going to see if I can keep this somehow intact. Goes with instructions? Get the hell out of here. Instructions for what? Yeah, I know how to fly Jango. Let's look at them anyway here. Press tab down, Jango will fly, and attach to the upper column. Please note that skill and practice is required using this. Keep practicing. Hilarious. How to assemble the column. Put his feet in the pegs. Once you master it, you can go even farther from distance, so it's pretty funny. And of course, the little peg with the jetpack. Insert the missile down, pull down, then the missile to release. Beautiful. Like, he's sucked in this plastic. I don't see the reason to have him in this wire. Was this my fourth Jango Fett figure? Are you kidding me? That sucks. Looks like I have to super glue his jetpack in, because it's broken. Ugh, that stinks. Now, it looks like our Kamino Confrontation here on the right has the same exact legs. It actually might look like the same exact sculpt as the Kamino Escape one here on the left. It might be the same exact figure with some differences of the Kamino Escape. In my opinion, is my favorite one. You can remove his helmet, and there it is. His antenna here on top that scans for bounties doesn't move, and same with this one. But this one's helmet doesn't come off. It looks like he has a head sculpt underneath there, but there isn't. Well, that sucks. Let's see here on the sides if they're the same. The Kamino Escape one has paint right here on his arm gauntlet. The Kamino Confrontation one does not have paint on it. Kind of stinks. Both have gun holsters on the pants. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the pants look the exact same sculpt-wise. Even the posture of the legs. Yeah, they're pretty much the same exact thing. Yeah, it just looks like the one that comes with Kamino Confrontation is a little cheaper. Let's compare jetpacks real quick. The jetpack for the Kamino Escape compared to the Kamino Confrontation looks far better. There's way better shading and just better overall paint on the Kamino Escape compared to the Kamino Confrontation. This one looks just too like a kid painted it. This looks like art. Like there's fading, just gray, like wear type of deal. The gradient of that, you can see there compared to that. Like this looks like candy. This looks like a real toy or a real actual jetpack there. I'm gonna see this really long RPG will fit vice versa to both of these. This is the one that comes with the Confrontation. I believe this is the one that comes with the Escape. At least that's the one I only have left. That one just looks like a stick-in, and to be honest with you, I'd rather have that as like a diorama piece rather than a toy because I don't really care anymore about playing with the guys. Yep, that's pretty legit. That RPG works for this guy, which I assume it came with anyway. Okay, let's do it for the Confrontation one. For some reason, maybe because it's old, doesn't want to really work. Never mind, works. So just push the bottom for this guy for the confrontation compared to the escape. So actually, let's put this one in here too. I don't think it's going to do anything. Does this even fit? Looks like it won't fit. It does fit. I really like this one as a display piece. It really doesn't work as a toy. I don't really care about it much as a toy, but if kids want to play with them, I assume this one's useless, and this is the one that's going to be the money maker. As you see with this jetpack, I assume all the jetpacks for Jango do this. The little flame to throw him in the air are movable. That one right there. Same with these. Movable. It's really cool. I'll even show, well, this is electronic snap-on. That one doesn't work. And this is the final battle. This one doesn't work either. So, oh, this is why I don't like the final battle one. But the final battle one does have a pretty sweet feature that his antenna goes downward. So that's pretty cool. And I don't know where the hell his flame is. I can't find that thing. So here's Kamino Confrontation. Here's Final Battle. And the backs you see are very similar. The Confrontation's paint, I'd say like around like here-ish, looks more generic, more off, rather than the better detailed paint on the Final Battle Jango. Also, the ridges here look more detailed than the one on the Confrontation, as well as the helmets. You can see that actually the blue is completely different blue. This blue is more lighter, this one's more weathered and dark. For some reason, they just give you crappy figures with these sets, I guess. And they just kind of cheaped out and they give you the good stuff in the single packs. So I unboxed this right now. I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've seen episode 2. It's probably been like a year. This doesn't look that screen accurate to me. I don't remember this being like a off neon yellow highlighter that's been dried out for the past how many years. But then again, I guess the collector used to have this. I mean, this could have been a different color. Is there a picture on the box? Nope. Well, yeah, that's supposed to be a brighter yellow rather than like this yellow turned green. So that kind of stinks. I guess sculpt-wise, it looks accurate to the Kamino battle. I like it that it's heavy, though. Let's set it all up. You have to pretty much take his guns out, I assume. Nope, he can apparently hang on. Is he magnetic? Yep. Oh. Well, that's how it works. I was wondering why this thing's great and there's no like latches or anything. Like, how is he supposed to get onto there? So you put his feet in the pegs. Oh, that's wonderful. Are you ready? Wow, Jango Fett's a monkey. That's how it works, folks. Boom. And wow, excellent. This is actually what happens in episode 2, you know. He's kissing the pole. Hilarious. I assume that he is a magnet and the other ones won't work. I guess we'll try that out here in a second. So let's go far. Ready? Overshot it. Yeah, I don't see really how it's possible to get it. That's going to take a lot of practice. I assume you can because they say you can. But there we go. Right when I say that, I was about to quit. We got him. So there he is. Magnet. Oh, well that's why. Whoa. Ew. I have to clean that off. That's why this thing is working so well. He's got magnets there and there. And for some reason, that looks kind of disgusting. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. And of course, these do not have the magnets, so they won't stay. So that's why this one's so special. In my opinion, it's not that great. I'm gonna have to clean that off. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Probably deterioration from being in the package for 13 years. I'll clean it off later. I'm gonna put them back in the packaging. So let's real quick show all the Jangos. Okay, so here are all my Jango Fetts. I know there are more. Here is Snap-on Electronic, Final Battle, my favorite Kamino Escape and Kamino Confrontation. The best helmet, I don't know, I think Final Battles looks pretty good, besides his head comes off. Overall, the best one I still think is the Escape. And those are all of them on the front. Here are their sides, back, and other sides. So I will show you the articulation of him. So yes, we already talked about his paint not being as cool as these three. But his head, let's see his head. Head goes in the 360, pretty cool. Moves kind of on a ball joint, looks around. Arms, 360. Legs, go pretty much like that and like that. So not much articulation for the legs. I do like that his hips twist in a complete 360. So that's cool. You can have like something like that and twist them around. Let's give this figure a score out of 10 For adult collectors and big Jango Fett fans like myself, first of all, I forgot to give a shout out to my friend Chris who gave me this set for free. Very awesome of him. Thank you very much to Chris. That was very nice of him, and I appreciate it. This set is pretty cool if it was in a diorama. He actually like hides in the film something like this. He doesn't have his guns out and just goes, BEOW! That'd actually be even sweeter. Actually, let's see if we can recreate that with him. Can we? That's about as best as we can get. This kind of sucks because he looks like Spider-Man or something. It looks kind of stupid. This is what we got. What am I going to give this set out of 10? Hard to say. It's quite affordable at roughly $10, $15. Hopefully your jetpack doesn't fall off like mine does. But it's got a pretty cool feature like illustrated right there. The packaging is pretty cool. This set as a diorama piece is pretty sweet. Even if you don't want to have it up top like there, you can have it like there. I'm assuming you can even have like Jango just stand up top there. And anyone who's a fan of Star Wars, if you have this set up like that, they know what you're doing. Let's even set it up higher. So it's a little wobbly here. I don't know if it locks. You can see like this little nudge here. That's for when it goes up and down. You can see it moving a little bit. That's just to hold it from going down further. You can see here a little bump for it to go down even more. I wish this was concealed a little bit better as a magnet. Maybe if they threw like a sticker, I don't know, or even had it hidden behind this and made it like a really strong magnet. But I mean, it's a toy. I guess they don't give a crap. That's the set out of 10. I'm thinking a 6 or a 7. The Jango figure is really cool. It has a pretty cool action feature. I'm gonna say probably 7. He's not as greatly detailed as the other figures, but I guess what you're getting here is not so much a detailed figure, but a play set. I guess it's kind of like those collectors versus kids type of toys. And in my opinion, this one right here is the best one for both. And this Kamino Confrontation set is more so for kids rather than a diorama piece. It's pretty cool to play with. You can only do really one thing when you're battling Obi-Wan, is launch him from the platform onto there, and then that's pretty much it. That's the only play feature it really has besides the jetpack rocket that goes off, which all of them have. So out of 10, I'd say for collectors it's like a 4 or a 5. For kids, I think it's like a 7. I'm just gonna give it a 6, or a 6 or a 7. Would I recommend you picking it up? If you're a completist, yes. I mean, you probably already have it. This was released in 2002. So I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to see if I can put it back in the packaging and make it look all fancy-nancy. Or if I use it for a diorama, I think that's probably the best usage, rather than playtime for kids. So thanks, guys, for watching. Check out more Star Wars videos below if you like Jurassic Park, Batman, Aliens, whatever. Subscribe down below, Jango says, for more stuff. Pew pew! You have this rubber tip. I assume it's for if you're playing with your sister or your brother, you hit them in the face, it won't be as damaging for the impact if you hit them. The bottom's really sweet. Little kickstand for the front of the X-Wing goes down. You see you have a couple of screw holes. People keep on asking me, how are the screw holes for the Star Wars toys? They're actually pretty awesome. They're on the bottom where they belong.